Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Delightful Planning YouTube channel. My name is Sydney Wooden. I am the owner of Delightful Planning. I am so excited that you are here and that you clicked on this video. Chances are, if you did click on this video, that you are engaged and planning a wedding, and I am so excited for you. Congratulations. This is such a big and exciting time in your life. You deserve to be excited. So I hope that wedding planning is going well. If not, I am here to help. I want to be your bestie through this whole wedding planning process. So definitely subscribe to this channel and stick around so I can help you out. I do post my podcast on this YouTube channel. It's called The Wedding Buzz. So definitely check that out. If you like to watch videos better, you can watch the podcast on YouTube. If you'd rather listen while you're driving or on the go, it is the Wedding Buzz, and it's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So, really, anywhere you listen, you can dive in. Anyway, today I did want to talk about brunch weddings. Brunch weddings are becoming more popular. And for those of you who are planning your wedding about a year in advance, this is perfect because brunch weddings are typically in like the spring and the summer. So, if you're planning for next spring or next summer, a brunch wedding could be a beautiful option. But of course, it doesn't have to only be in spring and summer. There are no rules when it comes to wedding planning. It's your day, your way. So if you don't know, I wrote a book called Your Day, Your Way. It's kind of my thing when it comes to wedding planning. So have a brunch wedding whenever you want. Let's dive into some 5 big things that I want you to keep in mind as you're planning a brunch wedding. The first thing is the timing and the atmosphere. Of course, brunch is a mix of breakfast and lunch, so it is brunch. So it's probably going to take place in the morning time. Often, a brunch wedding has more of a cheerful, bright, joyful atmosphere rather than a more formal evening wedding or event. Now, to achieve that bright, cheery atmosphere, you may want to pick something outdoors like a garden or maybe something that has a really pretty patio. Or if you want to do it indoors, you can always pick a venue that has a lot of windows. So as the sun is coming up, you can get that sunshine in and have a beautiful, bright, cheery brunch wedding. And I mentioned this a second ago, but a brunch wedding usually has a more relaxed and casual vibe or dress code compared to a formal evening wedding. Now, let's talk about the menu. It's always a big deal when it comes to weddings. People remember the food. So, what type of food should you be serving at your brunch wedding? Now, of course, I know it sounds redundant, but it's breakfast and lunch combined. So, breakfast items, you could do something sweeter like pancakes, waffles, pastries, and then you can add that savory to tie in that lunch, maybe a frittata or a quiche. You can also do beautiful salads with fruit on it. This will go well for your design and your decor. A beautiful salad can look very pretty with strawberries and blueberries on top. You can also do something like a quinoa salad. It can be really yummy and a great brunch option. Don't forget to serve your coffee or tea if you're going to ask your guests to wake up early and attend your brunch wedding. But a must have is a mimosa bar. You can get creative. It doesn't just have to be orange juice. You could do cranberry, watermelon, mango. I don't know, any kind of juice that you want. And don't forget your champagne or your Prosecco, and you can have a beautiful mimosa bar. Again, this is not only a crowd pleaser because of the way that it tastes and because everybody wants mimosa to let loose a little bit, but it will look really pretty. The juices can be different, fun, pretty summer or spring colors. And you can get little chunks of fruit so people can top off their mimosa and have little floating blueberries. You can do mint leaves or whatever you want. Get creative, but have a mimosa bar at your brunch wedding. It's kind of a must have. Now, let's talk about the cost. If you're already planning on doing a brunch wedding, congratulations. It's probably going to be a bit cheaper than an evening, more formal wedding. If you're looking for ways to cut costs on your wedding and you don't have any plans in place, consider a brunch wedding. Typically, venues are going to be packed when it comes to Saturday night weddings, Friday night weddings, and then Sundays, and then the weekdays are, of course, less busy. But another great option if you want a weekend wedding is to do a brunch wedding. The venue is not going to be as packed or as full because brunch weddings are not as popular as evening weddings. And because of that, you can probably get a discount on your venue. So definitely check out if your venue will offer a brunch wedding and see if you can get a discount because of that. Another cost benefit of doing a brunch wedding is the menu. Serving breakfast and lunch items are typically not as expensive as serving dinner. For example, at dinner, you might end up having something like steak, where you're not going to have filet mignon for breakfast. Eggs, pancakes, waffles, those items are not as expensive, but they're just as yummy and people will love it for brunch. The other thing is alcohol. Most people aren't going to have a bunch of beer or 5 glasses of whiskey at brunch time. So you're going to be able to cut cost on the alcohol. I would suggest still having some because it is a wedding. People are going to kind of expect it and you want people dancing on the dance floor, but you're going to have things like mimosas and champagne and maybe some beer, but I guarantee people are not going to drink as much at a brunch wedding than they would at a evening time wedding. But there's always those couple people that are ready to start all day. You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. I don't know if I advise this for wedding day, but you never know what people are going to do. With that said, even if there are a few people who are going to want to drink a lot at your brunch wedding, you don't probably have to do a completely open bar. You can do a limited bar, have a few craft cocktails, have your mimosas, have beer, maybe beer and wine only or something. People are not going to expect that full bar the way that they will expect it at an evening wedding. Now, let's talk about the attire and the decor. The dress code for a brunch wedding is typically less formal than it is for an evening wedding. The guests can wear semi formal or maybe cocktail wear, and the couple can choose to dress in lighter colors and fabrics, maybe like a light tan or beige, maybe a light blue. Those colors are going to be more popular for a brunch wedding, and it's kind of fun if you're not into the typical evening wedding and you don't want them to wear dark and black. If you want something bright and cheery, a brunch wedding could be a great option for you. You can also have fun with it. Go into like light pinks or light blues, pastels would be so pretty. And for your decor, embrace a fresh and vibrant aesthetic. You can use pastels, you can do really fun like wildflowers in your floral arrangements, you can use potted plants, and you can even use fruit as your decor. You can have really pretty fruit display and it's bright colors, it's fun, it's cheery. It serves two purposes because people can eat it. And it's just a really fun alternative that you typically wouldn't see at an evening wedding, but it's perfect for a brunch wedding. Now, let's talk about the daytime entertainment. You can still definitely have a DJ or live musicians. I recommend having some sort of music, but people may not want to dance the same way that they would at an evening wedding. Um, Not saying that they won't. It's definitely going to depend on your crowd, your friends, what they are into. What I do suggest is maybe having some other activities for your guests to do that are fun, that's not breaking down the dance floor. Of course, people may want to dance, but for those who don't, maybe set up something like a cornhole station or a mini golf station would be something really fun. It's different than a typical wedding, but your guests will probably really enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed these tips for planning your brunch wedding. One other little bonus tip that I want to throw in there is remember if you're doing a brunch wedding that your ceremony is going to start pretty early in the morning. Think about the sunrise. If you're going outside, you don't want the sun shining in your guests' eyes. And the other thing is that you have to be ready really early. So definitely give some extra thought about if you want to do a first look, if you want to get pictures prior to the wedding, prior to the ceremony. How are you going to do that? And what time do you need to be ready? Don't underestimate the amount of time that it takes to get ready. If your ceremony is starting at like 9 a.m., you're going to have to be up very early, like 4 a.m., to start getting ready. If this is the case, see how many bridesmaids you have and how many hair and makeup artists you're going to need. Have extra people. I repeat, have extra people, because if you only have a couple hair and makeup artists for your whole bridal party, you're going to be waking up at like 2 a.m. I've heard about it happening before, and that doesn't sound fun at all. So definitely have extra hair and makeup artists so that you don't have to wake up as early. I hope that that was helpful, and please reach out if you have any questions. My email is sydney@delightfulplanning.com. I'm more than happy to help you guys out. Congratulations again on your engagement, and I'll see you in the next video.